Miranda, the influential Petite, and today I'll be showing you how to get a natural looking face using makeup in under 10 minutes. Now this is for my professional women, my women that's on the go, who want to enhance their beauty but they don't want to take a lot of time doing it. Like you may be on your way to work and you're crunched for time, or you may be going to an event and you don't have as much time to get ready, but you still want to bring out your beauty using some type of makeup techniques. So today I'll be showing you how to get a look that's achievable and attainable, but I won't be doing it myself. I'm going to bring in a professional makeup artist to help you get this look. So this person is going to help me so that I can help you. Okay guys, so now I'm here with a professional makeup artist, Miriam. Ta-da! Hi. And she's going to help us achieve this attainable look in 10 minutes and under. And she's going to show us how we can do a natural face.
All right, let's get started.
Let's get started.
Okay, so we're going to start off with a primer, of course. You always want to start with a primer so that your makeup lasts. I'm going to have you put it on with your fingertips. You're just going to take one pump and put that all over your face.
So should I like just dab it everywhere and then rub it in?
Don't rub too hard. You never want to rub the skin too hard. You want to pat everything in so you're actually pushing it into your skin.
Okay. I'm doing a good. Okay, and get my forehead.
Chin. It gets oily sometimes. Now, do you have normally oily skin?
My skin is usually dry.
Dry.
Okay, that's good?
That's perfect.
Okay.
All right, next we're going to move into either a foundation or a concealer. Depending on your skin type, if you want more coverage, you can go ahead and put on either powdered foundation or a cream foundation. These are usually the fastest compared to a liquid where you would have to use a sponge or a brush. These are a lot faster. So we're going to go ahead and start with doing that. For the fastest convenience, you can always use the sponge that it came with, or if you like using brushes, you can use a brush as well. But these cream ones are really convenient because you just tap them kind of wherever you need. And you have really beautiful skin, so you don't need to do too much covering, especially if the whole purpose of this look is speed. So we have the foundation done. Next, you can jump into concealer. Now you can skip concealer if you don't have it and use your foundation right underneath the eye, and that will cover up a lot of darkness if you do have that. So you want to start off with a nice, clean, fluffy brush. You're going to take just a little bit of concealer that's only a shade or two lighter than your skin tone. Go ahead and look up. And we're just going to pat it super lightly. You want to bring it down. You don't ever want to conceal right underneath your eye. You do want to bring it down into your cheek so that you get the brightness in the center of your face rather than just underneath your eye. So I see that a lot. A lot of people just stop right here because they think it's just underneath their eye. You want to bring it down around the nose and blend it right into the nose. And then when you tap into the product, you apply the most where you want it and then feather it out when there's less on your brush. And then just to even out the face, you want to put a little bit of concealer on your chin so that not just underneath your eyes. All right.
Okay, so what's next?
Next, we're going to move into a little bit of contour. Now, I know this scares some people, but it's not as hard as it seems, and it doesn't need to be difficult. We're going to use this stick concealer that's just a few shades darker than your skin tone. So we're going to go ahead and look this way. We're going to start from the top of the ear, and we're going to aim to the corner of the mouth. Now, we're not going to go down that far, but we're going to stop right in the middle of the cheek, and you want to use the slightest bit of product. You don't want to go in there and use it like a highlighter, a marker highlighter, like you're reading a book. You want to be as gentle as possible.
Okay.
We're going to take the sponge, same sponge you use to your foundation, or a different one if you have it. And we're going to blend very carefully upwards. We don't want to bring it further down in this area because that's where your cheekbone is. We just want to aim in the direction of the mouth and blend very lightly upwards. And we also want to get a little bit of the hairline over here with whatever's left on your brush. Now, if you look both ways, you can kind of tell the difference. None, and then cheekbone.
Okay.
And the other side.
Now, you mentioned that that was a few shades darker than my skin tone.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have to purchase, that's concealer, right?
This is actually considered a foundation stick, so
okay.
If this was your color, you could use it all over. But you would either have to get a darker powder or concealer.
Okay.
But the good thing is about this, it comes for multi-uses. So I like looking at makeup like it's an art. So you literally can mix colors to get what you want. So I'm always okay with buying an extra product as long as I know I can use it for other things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ever buy a concealer that's too light or it's summertime and you get a little bit more color, you can use the darker concealer to deepen up whatever foundation that's too light on you. Okay. You know, so you can always use it in other ways. And you can even use this on your eyes to do a little quick shadow if you're just like it's in your purse and you don't have anything else. You can use an eye brush and just do a little bit in the crease, and we'll actually do that in a minute. So we're going to move on to blush. So you want to take a nice fluffy angled brush, tap off the excess always, and then do a little smile for me. She already knew. Mm-hmm. We're going to put it right on the apple of the cheek and blend it up towards the temples. Mm-hmm. And smiling really helps you put the blush in the right area because it lifts your cheek and it actually gives you the exact area where to put blush so you don't go too high or too low because that doesn't look good either.
Blush is actually my favorite product because even if I don't wear like a full face of foundation, I can throw on some blush and it'll just like
it gives you
change
life.
My look.
Yeah, it gives you life. All right, next is my favorite part. We're going to move on to highlighter. You want to pick a highlighter that matches your skin tone and isn't too bright, especially if you're going for a natural look. Another way to get a highlighter to not be as bright is by tapping off the excess. When you tap off the excess, usually the heavier chunks fall off first and the small, finer particles stick to your brush. So you actually get a much more natural application. So go ahead and look that way for me. And we're going to put it right at the top of her cheekbone. And I personally like using a smaller brush like this so I have a lot of control over where I'm putting the product. Whereas if you use a bigger brush, it kind of gets all over the place. So I like to make a C right here like this. And then again on the other side. Look at that glow. C all around, starting from the top of the eyebrow. And then a little bit on the nose. And then I like to do a little bit on the top of the Cupid's bow. Perfect. Okay, next we're going to move on to eyebrows.
Now, that's something that I actually never do. Like, I never do my eyebrows.
Told me. Yeah, we're going to do it today. And since she never does her eyebrows, she's not used to a fuller brow. Mm-hmm. So we're going to go to the most natural route and fastest, and that's powder. So we're going to take a little bit of powder, and you can use an eyeshadow powder that is a deeper brown. Again, I always like tapping off the excess. We're going to start with the tail of the brow, and we're just going to fill it in ever so slightly. And this is just going to give the hairs a little bit of a background so that they stick out better.
Now, I have a question about the brows.
Mm-hmm.
So what if my eyebrows like aren't freshly waxed? Will this help it? Like, you know, what you're doing now? Or will it make it worse?
I don't think it will make it worse. If you did want to clean up underneath the brow, if you haven't gotten a wax in a couple weeks, mm-hmm. you can use a concealer or even your foundation. Mm-hmm. And that will cover up the hairs just enough so that you can't see it from a couple feet away. And it looks really good from afar. But I also, even if I don't get waxed or anything like that, I like to pluck the hairs that are the lowest hairs that you know aren't anywhere close to the brow hairs that you need. You know,
Okay.
I would never try to shape them, but I definitely would pluck a little bit of the lowest hairs that tend to make them look bushiest. You always want to use a spoolie like this just to brush through, and this helps to blend them out. If you make any mistakes, you can just brush that area and it'll come right out. All right, we're almost done. Next, we're going to move into lips, and to be nice and quick, you want to use either a tinted gloss or a clear gloss. Now, what's your pick for today? Kind of like this color because
yeah,
it
I
matches.
think it matches what I'm wearing. So let's try that.
And if you ever want just a little bit of color, you can dab it throughout your lip and actually brush it out with your finger. And it won't give you as much color, or you can go on there with a thicker coat and really get some color. Go ahead and pat them together. Pat them together. Perfect. Okay.
So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think. Please leave me a comment in the comment box below, and make sure you go and hit that subscribe button, and I'll be back with more great content. But also, I'm going to make sure that I put the description of the products that Miriam used on my face, just in case you wanted to know about that. I'll put that in the description below, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.